Okay, focus. So I feel like this channel's been lacking recently a little bit. You know, I didn't upload on Sunday and I haven't done an in the field video for a couple of weeks now. And that's because I've had a few personal things going on at home. Nothing bad at all, just stuff that requires my commitment outside of YouTube. And I'm going to Patagonia. I'm going to South America for a month and I leave tomorrow as I record this video. And this trip, this month-long trip to Patagonia got me thinking. And the reason it got me thinking is, hey, this is the dream. This is the dream right here. I'm getting paid to go and indulge in landscape photography see, I'm so excited, can't even talk. I'm getting paid to indulge in landscape photography for a month, you know, in one of the most beautiful places in the world. And that is something that I didn't dream of 3 or 4 years ago, and now it's a reality. It's actually commonplace. So I wanted to make a video and look at how things have changed and look at the old me versus the new me, or the me today, and how since starting a YouTube channel in 2014, all of that has changed. Now I'm going to look at a few different topics. I'm going to look at freedom, travel, self-confidence, content, photography and happiness, and look and ask the question, how much has that changed since starting this channel in 2014 and going full-time in 2017? 19, yeah, 2017. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's today's video. Let's just crack on. So first and foremost, let's look at freedom. I think when people work in an office 9 till 5 or have a desk job, the thing they crave more than anything is freedom. And I think this is a big part of why a lot of people quit their job or pursue their dream. Some people pursue their dream for finances, for health and well-being and various other reasons. For me, 100% the decision came to leave my 9 till 5 and do this for freedom. That was it, so I could have more freedom and more flexibility. However, is that the case? Do I now have more freedom and flexibility than I did when I worked 9 till 5? Well, yes, obviously, but not as much as you would think. Let me explain. In 2011, me and my friend started a business. It was a photography studio. We also started a second business, which was an online Amazon store. So we had 2 businesses running side by side, and we worked those for about 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 years actually. And we had staff members. It was very regimented. It was Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. We had 20 holiday days per year each, and it was incredibly structured. And it was that I struggled with. It was the structure. I'm not very good at structure. I don't like routine, and it was the thought of only having 20 holiday days per year that pushed me over the edge. It didn't push me. It sounds like I went mad. Yeah, it's 20 holiday days per year that really made me think, can I live the rest of my life with only 20 holiday days per year, when there's so much of the world I want to see and so much of the world I want to photograph? And the answer was no. So I made the very, very brave, bold and terrifying decision of quitting, or not quitting, sort of, you know, handing the business over to my friend and saying, I'm out, basically. And that's what I did in 2017. So you would think that now that I do this full time, that I am just as free as a bird. But you know what? I'm really, really not. You see, in 2014 or 2013 or whenever I was in the office, yes, from 9 till 5 I was in the office and I would look out of the window, I'd see the sun shining, I'd think, oh, I wish I was outside. But then as soon as 5 p.m. came, I was outside. The office was in the back of my mind. It couldn't have been further from my consciousness. I was free to explore photography without any pressure or expectation, and that is a precious thing. Now with this channel, although I have more freedom, I can't escape it. I can't escape this channel. I can't escape what I do. Most of my time isn't spent out in the field taking photographs. It's here at the office, at the desk, at the computer, doing emails, invoices, tax returns, paperwork, bureaucracy, writing, planning for future content and future projects, which is fantastic. That's great. That means I'm busy, but I'm still very much tied down, and I can't just go out and go on a 5-day expedition at the drop of a hat. Everything still has to be planned in. But it's great that I do have more freedom now to be able to go to South America for a month without any real consequences. And that's a good thing. But psychologically, I'm not free. You know, I'm always working and always creating and thinking about expectations and the pressures to deliver, if that makes sense. So although on a physical level I have more freedom, on a psychological level I'm not sure that I do. So do I wish I could go back to how it was before? No, definitely not. You know, as nice as it would be to be free of the pressures of what relative success, you know, I think it's the pressures of this channel that push me and drive me to have the most amazing experiences that I would never dare dream about, like I don't know, riding in a hovercraft over frozen archipelago, or hiking through the desert in Namibia, or trekking in the Swiss Alps looking for that perfect photograph. But you know, as exciting as those things are, and as free as I am to pick and choose my adventures, it's not total freedom. So as I mentioned, one of the driving factors behind going full-time with this channel was freedom, and that was freedom to travel. See, I've always wanted to travel more. I don't, you know, up until doing this channel, I very rarely travel to exotic places, 1 or 2 destinations, but mainly it would be, you know, a city break here or a week in Spain there. You know, I've never traveled that much, but I always craved it. I always wanted it. So I'm going to look at travel now versus travel back then. As I said before, as I alluded to, in my 9 to 5, I had 20 holiday days per year, and that was really the thing that got me down the most. It was, you know, I really want to travel to South America or go to the States or go to Canada, but you know, it was difficult because if you were to take a 2-week holiday, that would mean that I would lose about 75% of my annual holiday days, leaving very little else for travel, because of course you need other days for, I don't know, housework and chores and stuff, family parties and birthdays and all that sort of stuff, weddings, whatever. Another thing as well is that I'm married. I had a girlfriend, you know, my future wife, and that meant that our holidays had to be holidays together. As much as I tried, they couldn't be photography trips. So, you know, I was always craving more. You know, I always wanted to go and do this and travel and just photograph for periods of time all over the world. And now I'm lucky enough to be able to incorporate travel into my job, and that is by far the biggest change that I've seen from starting this YouTube channel to sort of taking it more seriously and going full time. And that is but definitely the biggest change and the best change. I can pretty much pick and choose where I travel, when I travel, and how long I travel for. And let me tell you, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's flipping fantastic. All right, let's talk about the next topic, which is confidence. How has my confidence changed? The old me versus the new me. Well, the old me, I don't know. I wasn't a very unconfident person. You know, I've always been fairly confident. Never a confident traveller though. I remember being quite young, 15, 16, and getting very, very anxious at the thought of travelling to a foreign place, you know, somewhere I was unfamiliar with. And certainly over the years that has improved, and now it's just liberating that I have full confidence to pretty much travel anywhere. I never had much self-confidence with my appearance, and my presence, and how I was in general. And having a YouTube channel has certainly, without a doubt, helped that. So the old me, I was very self-conscious about how I looked, how I dressed. You know, I always wanted to look the part, and you know, I was very conscious about what people thought of me. You know, but now, I couldn't care less. It's quite funny because I'm used to now being on camera. You know, I think if you go back and watch my first video, although I don't think it's that bad, you can clearly see I'm not used to being on camera, but now I'm used to it, and you know, that it just helps. Talking on camera a lot like this, and you get to watch yourself back and see what works and what doesn't work and how you come across and stuff like that. So, you know, just doing this day in, day out means that naturally you become more confident, you become a better speaker, you become more animated. And yeah, so that is a huge benefit. I also do a lot of public speaking and go and do presentations. That helps a lot with confidence and self-awareness and body language and all of that sort of stuff. You know, as an awkward teenager, I'd be very kind of, you know, hunched over and quiet. And although I am still very quiet, I also like to think that I have a bit more presence, if that makes sense. So this YouTube channel has without a doubt improved my self-confidence. And that's probably one of the most valuable things that this channel has given me. It's given me the confidence to record myself. You know, I hated the sound of my own voice. Now, I don't mind. You know, I used to be very, very conscious about my hair and my beard and my clothes, and like seriously, I didn't feel that good about myself. But now I feel great about myself, and I know I'm a scruffy so-and-so, you know. Let me let you into a secret here. Now, I'm not flexing by any means, but occasionally I get to travel business class, right? And let me tell you, there is nothing better than rocking up to a business class lounge with an creased t-shirt, scruffy hair and a pair of flip-flops after having camped in the wild for 7 days, you know, indulging in landscape photography. And really, I just don't care what people think about me anymore, and that is liberating. It really is. It truly is. And I think actually a lot of that comes with fulfillment. And, you know, I don't need to prove to others that I'm, you know, happy or successful or whatever. You know, I don't need to prove that with flash clothes and a flash car. You know, I drive a Volvo and I wear the same stuff every other day. I couldn't care less, and it's nice. It really is. And I honestly think that that is down to this channel and the way my life has progressed over the past 4 years. So if you've been following my channel for some time now, yeah, you'll know what this channel is all about. It's about landscape photography. A lot of it is in the field, going on photography adventures, so on and so forth. So I wanted to look at my content and see how that's changed since the first video back in 2014 to now. And this was the part I find most interesting, and it certainly isn't a conscious decision, but I don't think my content has changed at all. I think the delivery of it's changed, and the stuff I do in my office has changed because I never really used to do that, but the meat and bones of this channel, which is in the field landscape photography, that hasn't changed. The first video I did was me hiking to a location, talking about the hike, talking about the composition, talking about the photograph, showing the photograph at the end, and then saying thank you very much, bye-bye. And that hasn't changed. The format has remained the same. What has changed is the production quality. My first video was shot entirely on an iPhone, and then I think I upgraded to a second-hand GoPro 3, and then I invest more and more in kit as the channel grows. So that's the content, but what about the photography? How much has that changed? What would the old me have photographed versus the new me today? And I think that's something that has changed. I don't think the content has changed, but I think the photography has changed, and that's natural. I think as photographers, you know, landscape photographers, certainly our work is always evolving, and I think if we were just shooting the same stuff day in, day out, I don't know about you, but I would get pretty bored. And I don't think it's a conscious decision. You know, I don't wake up and go, right, from now on, I'm only going to shoot fallen leaves on the ground. You know, it doesn't work like that. I remember in my early videos, I was always chasing the sunrise or sunset, and I wanted colour and grand vistas and iconic landscapes, and that's fine. That's, you know, in a way that hasn't really changed. But now I'm equally as happy to shoot, you know, a lone tree in a snow blizzard or whatever, or, you know, some nice fallen leaves by my feet. And I think now, as I mature and as my photography matures, I appreciate more so the quieter images. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I still love epic light and massive mountains. I actually really thoroughly enjoy the pursuit of those images, which means hiking and camping out and that sort of stuff. But, you know, my photography has definitely changed, and if you watch some of my earlier videos versus my later videos, you'll see that my later videos the images are a lot more quiet and contemplative. So I'm going to end with this, the old me versus the new me, and which one was happier. So what you should know about me is that I am very, very grounded. And I honestly believe if I won the lottery, I wouldn't change. And in some ways, actually, I kind of have won the lottery with this channel and my current lifestyle and how I get to make a living. Before this channel, I was never unhappy. Certainly not. You know, I had a reasonable income, I had security, I had a future wife, I had a house. You know, I certainly didn't have a bad life at all, but I always wanted more. I always felt a little bit unfulfilled, and I was dreaming so much about all the things that I wanted that I honestly thought I was never going to get, which was basically freedom to travel and just pursue landscape photography more and more. I also didn't feel like I was in charge of my own destiny, and although I was essentially running two businesses side by side, it very much felt like those two businesses were running me. And I thought that by traveling and doing my passion for a full-time living, I thought that that would make me 100% fulfilled, and in turn would mean that I was completely happy. But happiness is a funny thing. So yes, on paper I do live the dream life, but that dream life can consume you as much as any other job. And as much as I try and remember how lucky I am, if I'm on a photo shoot and we've got beautiful light, I'm in a beautiful location creating that perfect image, I do try and step back and be mindful of everything that I have. And those moments are bliss. But they are also few and far between, and actually more often than not I'm in an airport, traveling, missing home, missing my wife, packing away my camera gear after a failed photo shoot, worrying about the next piece of content, worrying if my audience are going to like the next piece of content, stressing over whether or not I should do a branded video and how the audience will react to it, worrying about my calendars, if they're going to sell, reading critical comments, so on and so forth. Right now I have everything I ever dreamed of when this channel started to take off, and I am very happy, but happiness can't be quantified by number of viewers or subscribers or number of countries traveled to in a year. I think real happiness is to be content. And right now I would say I'm no more content than I was back in 2014 when I was working 9 till 5, Monday to Friday. I still want more, I still dream of bigger things, and I still want a bigger safety net to catch me when it all comes crashing down. Back in November in 2014, when I made my first YouTube video, I set off on a journey that I wasn't even aware that I was on, and that journey has led me to here. It's taken me all over the world, and it's given me freedom, and I am certainly more fulfilled. But am I happier? I guess one thing has remained constant over the past 4.5 years, and that is me. No matter how much I travel, how many views I get, how many subscribers I get, how many magazine articles I write, how many 5-star images I may capture, one thing will always remain the same, and that is that I am me, and that is something that can't be changed in the matter of a few years. So I'm not really sure what the point of this video is. I suppose in a way it's to shed light on the fact that creators out there like me and like many others, bigger than me, smaller than me, the same as me, what you see on this channel and what you see on an Instagram feed doesn't always reflect the true picture. And although yes, I may be maybe a cynical person, I thought it was just important to just look at how, having what is perceived to be the dream life, because I get that message a lot in emails and on comments saying you're living the dream and all this. And yes, I'm very fortunate to be sort of living this lifestyle, but when I sit down on the sofa in the evening with my wife and watch television, I feel no different now to how I did 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I think what I'm really searching for in life is just to be content. And whether or not I'll ever get there, I don't know. But I just thought it would be interesting to look at how I have changed. And I have, and everything's changed for the better since starting this channel. But it certainly isn't a bed of roses. And as the notorious B.I.G. as the notorious B.I.G. said, mo money, mo problems. Or mo subscribers, mo stuff to deal with. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I am excited because as I record this tomorrow, I go to Patagonia. So there is going to be lots of content coming out in the field from South America. So although I haven't been in the field for a couple of weeks, that's all going to change. So if you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. And here's something I never say, but I'm gonna say it now. If you are a subscriber, there is a notification bell. Now, if you click this bell, you'll get notified when I upload a video. Now, being honest, I don't click notification bells for anyone I'm subscribed to, because I just go on my subscription feed and watch the videos there. But I don't know why I'm telling you that. Just, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Gotta pack. Gotta pack and do some washing and clean my filters. Right, I'm going. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in South America. Bye.